"Leave. You're done here." That's all he said, right there, in front of 100 people. Investors, board members, the entire team. His voice cut through the air like a blade, but it wasn't the humiliation that hit me hardest. It was a smug certainty in his tone, the belief that he'd already won. I stood frozen under the bright white lights, microphone still clipped to my jacket. Slides paused mid-demo. The new VP of Operations, Nathan's hand-picked ally, had interrupted the biggest moment of my career. My product was running flawlessly. Investors were nodding, impressed. Everything I had built was working perfectly. Until he opened his mouth. "Leave now," he repeated. I didn't argue, didn't speak. Just unhooked the mic, turned and walked off stage. A silence hung in the air until one of the lead investors spoke to the conference call. "Our $39 million investment is contingent on our continued employment." That's on page 7. "Who are you?" The VP froze. Nathan's smile cracked. Should have read the fine print. When I first met Nathan, he was magnetic, confident, brilliant in conversation, and always 2 steps ahead. I was the technical co-founder, the one who built everything from the ground up. He was the charmer who could sell the vision. For a while, it worked. We believed in the same dream, or at least, I thought we did. Over time, little things started to shift. Missed meetings. Private investor calls I wasn't invited to. Strategy memos I never saw. I told myself he was just overwhelmed. But then one night, I stayed late and found his laptop open. Slack messages glowed on the screen. "VP, once she's gone, you'll hold 68%. We'll rebrand after the funding closes. Investors will follow your lead. Nathan, she built the product, not the game." That line burned itself into my memory. She built the product, not the game. He was wrong. I didn't confront him. Emotion clouds judgment. Revenge requires precision. So I smiled through meetings, played along, let him think I was too buried in code to notice. Meanwhile, I began moving pieces quietly, rewriting contracts, transferring IP to a new holding company I'd formed months earlier, and revising investor documents. In the final term sheet, buried in dense compliance language, was one crucial clause. Termination of the CTO immediately voids all investment commitments. No one questioned it. After all, I was the one who drafted it. Nathan never read it. By the time he brought in his old college friend as VP, everything was already in motion. They thought they were setting the stage for my downfall. Instead, they were standing on their own trap. When he fired me mid-demo, I almost laughed. The silence that followed was thick. Then the investor's voice came again, cold and certain. "You just triggered the key person clause. The deal is void. Congratulations." Nathan stumbled for words, insisting it was a mistake. I turned back to the mic just once. "The mistake," I said, "was assuming I play by your rules." Then I walked away. This time, slower. Every eye in the room followed me out. Within a week, the funding round collapsed. The board called an emergency meeting. I didn't show up. I didn't have to. The investors contacted me directly. They wanted me, not the mess Nathan left behind. By the end of the month, he was gone. The VP vanished with him. Their shares diluted, their reputations ruined. I relaunched the company under my own name. Cleaner, sharper, untouchable. Sometimes I still think about that day on stage. The way his confidence cracked in an instant. The way the room shifted when everyone realized who had really won. Nathan once said, "She built the product, not the game." He was right at first. But I learned the game and rewrote the rules. Because in business and in betrayal, victory doesn't come from fighting back. It comes from making sure your enemies lose on your terms.